Bangladesh, a densely populated country in South Asia, faces a critical water crisis due to the adverse effect of its thriving textile industry. It shares land borders with India and Myanmar. Rapid industrialization, exacerbated by population growth, places immense pressure on water resources. Dhaka, the capital city, has seen the population grow from approximately 3 million in 1980 to over 21 million in 2020. The textile sector, a cornerstone of the Bangladesh economy, contributes significantly to the rapid destruction of the country's water resources. Key issues include groundwater depletion and untreated wastewater from textile factories. This is an issue linkage problem, as it is a local Bangladesh environmental problem driven by the global supply chain's unethical and unsustainable use of Bangladesh's water resources.
There are quite a few actors involved in this issue, including Bangladesh, the MNCs involved in the textile industry, and IGOs, including the Partnership for Cleaner Textile, the International Labor Organization, and the UN Alliance for Sustainable Fashion. The IGOs work to reduce the environmental impact and work on sustainability, improving working conditions, labor governance, improving occupational safety and health, and contributing to the SDGs. These SDGs include no poverty, good health and well-being, clean water and sanitation, decent work and economic growth, and responsible consumption and production.
Bangladesh is highly dependent on the textile industry, as 51.4% of Bangladesh's GDP comes from textile-related products. In the last 15 years, clothing production has doubled, accounting for 60% of all textile production. One particular trend driving this increase is the emergence of fast fashion. Fast fashion is a business model that emphasizes getting new styles from the runway to stores as quickly as possible and inexpensively as possible. The inexpensive consumer products causes companies to use various tactics to decrease costs. Companies often exploit less developed countries where the labor and industry laws are lax to keep costs down. The UN currently designates Bangladesh as a least developed country. In this economic and political climate, water mismanagement in Bangladesh from the textile industry runs unchecked.
Bangladesh is an ideal location for the textile industry as it has abundant groundwater available for garment dyeing. However, the industry's water consumption is staggering, with textile factories and mills using 1,500 billion liters annually. Inadequate laws regulating groundwater use for industrial purposes have led to a 200-foot decline in groundwater levels beneath Dhaka.
Another problem is the rampant pollution of Bangladesh's water from untreated textile factories' wastewater. In 2019, the volume of tainted water produced by apparel factories approached 80 billion gallons annually. Although the 1995 Environmental Conservation Act requires factories to employ on-site effluent treatment plants, also known as ETPs, compliance with the law is rare. Untreated wastewater leads to undrinkable water and exposure to carcinogenic chemicals and contributes to public health crises such as cholera. This pollution has rendered certain areas of Dhaka almost unlivable. Factors like inconsistent ETP operations, financial constraints, and space limitations hinder water treatment efforts.
Despite the complexity and worsening of the issue, solutions exist. Consistent and constant ETP treatments, reduction in synthetic materials and toxic chemicals, especially PFAS and dyes, and increased regulations on groundwater use in industrial settings are crucial. Additionally, offering more public health services for those exposed to toxic water is crucial, and improved education options offer people alternative career choices instead of just the textile industry. These solutions will create change in the short term. However, for genuine improvement, we must reduce global clothing consumption and production and diversify the Bangladesh economy from depending on the textile industry.
For these solutions to succeed, Their effectiveness relies on receiving sufficient resources quickly. In order to achieve greater effectiveness from the provided solution set, incentives must be created to encourage companies to use water resources ethically in textile production. This will require governments and companies to work in tandem. The ultimate goal is a societal shift towards reducing clothing consumption, which would decrease the demand for textile production. In short, fewer factories will be needed if people start buying significantly fewer clothes. Decreased demand makes it easier to implement the proposed solutions. The most challenging part of achieving these solutions is getting widespread support. There will be much resistance to this change, as companies will not want to change their business model, and Bangladesh will need to find an alternative way to fuel its economy. Support for the change must receive common and public support from the Bangladesh government and the textile companies to ensure these solutions work.